Hello and welcome to this Pick a Shell for the Weekend messages for you all. I am happy to step in 2024 with you all in these Pick some new shells and see what kind of message do we have inside there for you all. These messages are always general, of course, mainly for the energies of the subscribers, but also if you have a strong energy passing by and here, hello, you're powerful and you're welcome. This is also a message for you. So feel free to take what resonates, and you are amazing and you have your ability to use your discernments. So never give your power away because you are power. Now, let's start with pile number one. So that is your shell, in Latin called Cicoreus cappuccinus. So as we can see on the shell, you are feeling very burdened, okay? It is very overwhelming for you all in pile number one. I feel you. It feels like you're in the swamp, like you can't get out, you feel stuck here. This is what the shell is representing. Let's look at your cards. You have Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're definitely stuck. You feel that you're stuck here. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's more of a... I never go into the negative or the ego's chatter of you have to get yourself out of that rut or sentences like that. This is dimensions of love. We focus on the love aspect of the healing journey. And what I want to say here is that you're kind of being hard on yourself. Your ego is kind of pushing you that you shouldn't be in that rut that you are in. I don't know why they're giving me that word, but I feel like it's a swamp and you kind of feel like you're in that mud. You can never get out of there. It's too much work. It's too much to do. You're not getting anywhere and it's frustrating. So for all of you in pile number one group, I'd like to say here that a lotus flower actually thrives in mud because that is it, how it grows. That is how its journey begins. And it's just this beautiful flower at the end that happens of this situation. And because you're connected with the number 12, which is very powerful because we can access these 12 dimensions, the number 12 is very sacred. So, and if we are reducing that number down, we get 3. So you definitely, 3 is all about collaboration, both within yourself, but also in your external, which with this Eight of Swords in reverse, you don't feel like you have that support, or mentally, this is where I'm picking up for you in pile number one, that your ego is kind of beating you down because of your external circumstances. So if we keep on looking, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So because you're in this situation and you have this Eight of Swords feeling like you can't get out of this situation, you feel stuck. And it is kind of a self-fulfilled prophecy on this weekend. Why you feel stuck? It's because you're not allowing yourself to get unstuck. This is a pattern. It's not absolutely completely your fault because it's a pattern. It feels like a pattern within you that is constantly recreating the story of that you don't deserve anything better. You deserve to be where you are. And it's not true. Again, this comes from the ego, which is creating these stories and which is fueling these energies. When we see the Four of Cups as she's looking away and it's in reverse, it is saying here that again, you're being pessimistic. You're very pessimistic about this situation and very negative about it, which uses more negative energy towards this weekend. So, okay, fortune wheel. So this card is the Wheel of Fortune. It's a beautiful card. I mean, I like this card a lot because it talks about seasons and how everything changes. And you kind of need to reprogram your mind this weekend of reminding yourself that everything changes. And with this card, Spirit is saying that there will be a little thing on this weekend, not a significant thing, just a little thing. You really need to look to find it, but there will be something that will uh, help you to see that Spirit has your back and that things always go in cycles. It's not the end, it's not the worst, and you will eventually get out of this and learn something here. But right now, this weekend, Spirit really wants you to see this Wheel of Fortune here, which is basically Spirit showing itself to you that we are supporting you. It can be as simple as thing as you not missing the bus if you're going to work and you're overworking and now you have to work on the weekend. I don't know if that is for someone, so I'm just going to pick on their story. But if there's a situation like that and you don't miss the bus, that is your sign. It can be these subtle little signs that would just encourage you. And Spirit really wants you to give you those seeds so that you can start to be thankful, so that you can rewrite these negative stories that keep piling on each other. Because when you're in that swamp and nothing happens, oh, here goes something again, and now something goes wrong, and now I have even more work, and another worker is not coming in today if you're working over the weekend, and I have to do everything, and these burdens. For some of you, it's in the family, so it's home, so you have to do something, and now you have even more responsibility, and you feel like you're drowning. Again, just when you see that little wink from the spirit guides telling you that they're there and supporting you, that something is going to be lighter this weekend, just go on that, okay? Go on that and feel the gratitude and keep saying thank you. I'm so grateful for this little thing. It just, wow, it makes it so much easier so that you can rewrite this negative, because this is what you're practicing here. Again, remember that out of this shell at the end, you are going to be this beautiful, beautiful lotus flower, okay? So all of that muddy situations, all of that difficulties will serve you in the long run, okay? So pile number one, keep on being strong and know that you are capable of everything and this is a part of your journey, and don't beat yourself up, okay? Be kind to yourself here in this difficult journey as it is for you, okay? I hope this message helps you on this weekend. Bye. Hello to my pile number two. How wonderful of you to be here, and what a wonderful shell you picked, which looks like this. Okay, so in Latin, this shell is called Opiatostoma pseudodon. I hope I'm saying that right. So pile number two, you have an advantage point with your shell here. So there's something in some position that you have an advantage point. The same way as this shell, which is very interesting, at the lower part of the shell opens up its prayer with that sharp edge. So that is the shell's advantage. The same way you have an advantage, but I'm being drawn in my meditation to this wide opening. You're very open. For all of you that picked pile number two here, you're very, very, very open, and there's no dirt inside of you. It's very white and it's very pure and it's beautiful, sometimes intimidating, but also this is what gives you the advantage of other people wanting to come closer to you. Now let's see your other card here, which is the Nine of Wands in reverse. So pile number two, here with the Nine of Wands here, you want to give up on something, even though you have all of these advantages and you've been working on something. You are kind of letting old stories and all of these battles that you've conquered, you're still replaying them as a story in your moving forward. Okay, you're being asked, they're telling me that whatever has happened in the past, yes, you've gone through it and maybe it wasn't okay what happened to you, but still forgive them all, because still you have this advantage. Okay, you're connected with the number 7 with the shell, which is saying that it's basically seven heaven. You're so backed up by spirit and this light that you hold inside of you that it really doesn't matter what happened. And a 9 is almost a complete to a 10. Maybe you are a manifester also. You're very strong manifesting something. You've been working on something. You pile number 2. You all are doing something amazing. You've been working on something. And on this weekend, you will have a deeper understanding to why spirit is asking you not to give up. Because we have the page of swords in reverse. See again, look at this picture, look at the image. She is balancing, she's holding a book, she is holding these balloons that look like ideas. There's so many things, and there are these 2 birds, and everyone seems to be supporting her. You're being asked by spirit that people are being drawn to you by your light, and you have this natural way of repelling them. You don't want them to come closer to you because you don't trust people, but spirit is asking you to trust people because they're being drawn to you. They do want to help you, they do want to support you in whatever it is that you are doing. You have been working on something and you're almost at that finish line, and you have these advantages, these supports, that you should move forward. Just be very careful here with these cards, especially when I see the 9 of Wands with this Page of Swords, because it can be this arrogant energy that you can easily hold in yourself. So be very careful with that, especially with these cards out. I can also feel gossiping. It's not in a bad intention, but because people see how privileged you become in different situations, there tends to be that someone wants to kind of provoke you. And spirit is saying, try to avoid those traps, because whatever it is that you're doing, go by the book, okay? Don't break any laws or take any, even if it took a long time for whatever it is that you're doing, because they're not giving it to me clearly, but you're doing something. Maybe it is that you're doing it with yourself that nobody even knows about. Still, you're being asked here to the follow the law. Okay, follow those steps that needed. Don't take any shortcuts here, because you're going to get rewarded. Okay, so this is very important, because these energies, they kind of want you to slip in there to do something else. So keep yourself stable here. Pile number 2. Okay, look at that Emperor. I told you. See, we have a lion here. Okay, of course a lion has an advantage. This animal is so powerful. It just sits there and everything comes to the animal. He only goes up when he's supposed to eat and he hunts. Otherwise, he's just very relaxed in his state. The same way you are, okay? My powerful pile of number 2s. So we have the Emperor card here, which is saying, look at this. It's so abundant in this card. Again, just as I said here before, be careful not to get into this energy of becoming too arrogant here. You will, whatever it is, if it's school, if you're studying, for some of you are studying, because this card here is connecting with studies. She's reading books. If it's something that you're studying, you're going to get helped, because organization, governments, you're very connected to school, governments, and these institutions, and they're supporting you. They really are supporting you here. So spirit is asking you to be open. So on this weekend, whatever it is, if it's a message that comes in, if it is you continuing to do what you're supposed to do, continue to do that and follow the steps, okay? Because you are being supported by government. You are being supported by your society, wherever you are, because you hold this Emperor energy. So whatever it is that you're doing, this is your confirmation to continue on this week and continue with your steps and enter that completion phase, okay? Because you're so worthy of so many things here. Clearly, you are favorable from spirit. Spirit is favoring you everything. So very beautiful message, pile number two. Again, try to be open and trust and let go of the old stories. Whatever happened in the past, let it go, because you are getting into so much more greater opportunities than what the past has. So just push through here, okay? That's your message, pile number two. Push through here, okay? Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile number three. For all of you that chose this beautiful shell that looks like this is a very special shell. Uh, you have very strong faith and you are fearless, which is beautiful for all of you that picked this shell. And what is so special about this shell that in Pompeii, the woman actually kept this shell to keep themselves fruitful. So this shell is symbolizing the womb, okay? So it's a lot of feminine energy and a creative, something that you are creating, that you're holding in your womb, something that's being created by you that is very extraordinary. The same way in Japan, when women go into labor, they also hold the shell in their hands. So I feel like all of you in pile number three are storytellers for sure, because of these beautiful stories that are connected to the shell. So let's go further into this. You have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So there's a message and something that wants to be delivered from your inner self. So on this weekend, you're creating something very beautiful, something tangible, something very odd, and you're bringing it forward, but there is some deep rooted negative message within you that is blocking you, that wants you to have this kind of, I hope I'm not triggering anyone, but a miscarriage of this creativity that you are birthing here, okay? So it is, Spirit is advising you to very be careful and to protect what you're carrying, okay? So meaning that you don't overshare with others what you're actually doing, because this energy is kind of feeling that and is very protective and can be very jealous also. If this is a person, they can be very jealous and think you're maybe not even dating anyone or being with anyone else, but this energy feels like, why are you not giving me that attention? And it is because you are protecting this creativity, you're creating something new. This is something very beautiful for you here. It's a little bit of a mixed message, so let's just keep opening up these cards. So you get the Emperor in reverse. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse and we have the Emperor in reverse. So definitely this energy that you hold within you now, when you're birthing this idea, this beautiful, just coming into your reality that you've been holding. I feel it's something very, very different, because I can't really put it into words. And I try to meditate upon this and it was still difficult. So I'm hoping that Spirit is going to bring forth those words that will make this more simply digestible. With this Emperor here, and this is very interesting. I have to tell you, pile number three, all of you that picked this, you've probably gone through a journey, because I'm feeling like all of the piles from pile one, two, and three are kind of connected to each other. And I'm saying this to you, pile number three, because you're almost at the finish line of something. So pile number one was connected to pile number two, and pile number two has a connection to you in pile number three, because you're both connected to this Emperor energy. So if you haven't seen those or picked those, or if you were hesitating which one you should pick, I feel like you're part of all of those three. It's like different layers in what you've been going through. So I think that you should all look into those messages too for further advice or just clearing. What I want to say here for you that is that don't become in this stuck energy, because this negative energy wants to, It wants to tell you that you shouldn't move forward with something that is meant to be. It is meant to be there as a resistance, as an opposite into what you're doing. If because this is also connected to people, so I really want you to see these people on your weekends. So because this is very feminine energy, and these are men connected mostly to you all in pile number three. So I'm going to say that strongest for you all that these two male energy, one is young, but it is not always going to be there. So maybe this energy helps you with your creativity, that starts you, that gives you this young energy of you can do this, when you have this negative energy pulling you down. Or the opposite, this young energy says you can't do that. What are you doing? You're doing something strange. It's too new. And this emperor here, he's representing an older gentleman in your life. Now, that doesn't have to be a partner of any sort. It can also be your father, as being very um, old, and rigid in his way of thinking, that that is not going to work. It's something new. You can't do that. It's very strange. And they're not understanding it, and they're not meant to be understanding it, because they're just embodying the energy of what you're going through. Just the same way you might not have a child, maybe you have, but for some of you that don't have a child right now, they're not pregnant, this is your idea, and feels very fetch. I want to see your last card. Five of Fire. Of course, you have this card. Now, with the Five of Fire, this is definitely saying that whatever it is that you're birthing into this reality is something that is very far-fetched. It's very out there. It's not, nobody understands it. How is that going to work out? But remind yourself that everyone that ever did something that really felt crazy now, but in the future was very much so needed and wanted from the collective to have whatever it is that you will be offering. You need to remind yourself of this, that it is absolutely meant to be. You're meant to birth into this beautiful, strange creativity flowing in this project that you're doing, and you're meant to move it forward. Okay, but these energy, be careful with these energy that are kind of being there to push you back, but it is actually serving you. Just as when you're birthing an idea, it's this contraction and this pushing. Okay, so it's completely natural that this is happening. It's meant to be that there's, and these energies are actually serving you something, and they're helping you to clear out these old patterns that you hold. Okay, which I feel are connecting to every pile that I've picked here with the shell. So I love this. Whatever it is that you're doing, pile number three, you're all amazing, trailblazing energies that are going to bring something very beautiful to the world. So I'm so excited, and I advise you to keep standing there and protect this beautiful, beautiful birthing of energies. And thank you for whatever it is that you're going to do. I'm so excited, and I want to send you all that good energy to continue. So whatever it is in the weekend that you need to be reminded of this, whether it is these men entering your life, or if these are the negative beliefs that are repeating themselves, that this is a crazy idea. Yes, it is, but it's crazy good. Okay, so have a wonderful weekend, and I hope that this message helped you. Bye.